pin back to Dave, one of his selections that I stand strongly in the corner with, by the way.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know the comments are going to blow up over this selection, but I stand with Dave. We're going to be like 300 here, okay? Terminator Salvation. Dave, I'm going to back you up so much, but the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great pick.
When it comes to Terminator, you have an excellent first film, and then you have the fluke that is the sequel being better. Not only is Terminator 2 better than its predecessor, it's one of the best action sci-fi movies in history. There is no denying that. There is no one who would disagree with that. But ever since that second one, every other Terminator sequel tries to replicate that formula of we have the protector being sent back in time to protect somebody, usually John Connor, or in the later sequels, other characters. And then we have the killer being sent back in time to kill that John Connor, whoever, Salvation. And I know you like Terminator 3, and I don't dislike Terminator 3. I love the ending. I love how poignant it is. I don't love nuclear war. Terminator Salvation is the only Terminator sequel after 2 that actually tries to do something different. That says, you know what, let's go full post-apocalypse. Because if you're just going to repeat the formula, why bother doing it? We already had that formula perfected in Terminator 2. Now, is Terminator Salvation a perfect movie? Of course not. It has its issues. Christian Bale is still a little bit in character as Batman when he's playing John Connor. I know it had that infamous behind the scenes thing where he freaked out at the guy with the lights. Though I heard they made up and they're fine now.
That goes on in every movie.
That's what I mean. It just happened to be recorded.
Yep.
But I will fight anyone who says Anton Yelchin is young Kyle Reese. He was perfect. May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
He was such a talented actor that had such a bright future ahead of him. And this is probably my favorite role of his. And that's saying a lot because he had a lot of really good roles. So it gives us that post-apocalypse. And in a weird way, it serves as both a sequel to the previous Terminator movies, but also kind of a prequel to the first one.
Yep.
Yeah. So
it didn't do well, and they're like, well, go back to the formula, get Arnold back, and and then we get Genesis, and then we get Dark Fate, and they both suck.
Ass.
So, Dave, you've said I don't even have too much to say here because I'd say I stand in your corner and all that.
I rambled a bit.
Dave said everything right, and again, I stuck up for the third one, which almost made my list here as well. But I figured this one was enough. But I kept saying when we got to that third one, I was kind of like, when are we going to finally go ahead? And then we went ahead, and people, when I said the problem with the third one were like, where's Linda Hamilton? Where's Edward Furlong? Now we're Christian Bale, which by the way, everybody, Christian Bale's awesome. Like I thought he was a great placement to be there is no Arnold, there is no Linda Hamilton. We're going in a totally new direction. I thought he was a beautiful pick for it. I like the whole idea of the young Kyle Reese. I dug that whole story. I watched Terminator Salvation a lot, and I like even kind of The Walking Dead, which piggybacked off it. The little groups that had their side missions with Marcus, and there's people coming up trying to rob you because we got to eat. We're the ones that got to eat here. Yeah, I dug all that. I dug Terminator Salvation a lot, and sometimes there's movies that everybody doesn't like that I have to scratch my head why. This is one of them.
Agreed.
And I'll also say, before I pass the puck to Ross, me being a film guy, when I first heard that Christian Bale rant, I heard it on Howard Stern's show, I laughed. And then as I came an actor and really listened to it, I was like, oh, no. Actually, now I stick up for Christian Bale. He could have handled it a little better, but a method actor cannot be distracted. So the guy kept moving and knocking him out of his performance. So I understand. It's kind of like you're throwing a surprise party and someone's like at the door, like they shouldn't be there, and the person's walking up, it's ain't going to be a surprise. You're ruining everything. You do a rant. So he's like, yeah. So he was yelling. I think he was yelling at the grip or someone, but
Yeah.
I kind of like, oh, now I understand a little bit. He wasn't
got a point.
It was a heat of the moment thing, and Bale was the first one to be like, yeah, I lost my temper. And like before that audio leaked everyone on the internet, the two of them already made up and were fine with each other. Like that's
you better be on a movie.
That's the industry, you know?
Yep. Hell yeah.
All you, buddy.
I love that movie, man. So like I said about Hellraiser, Terminator is probably my favorite action sci-fi genre. I'm pretty deep into it. Genesis and Dark Fate, two of the worst things I've ever seen, as Dave said. But Salvation is really good. Surprisingly directed by Mick G, a music video director. I love a lot of the concepts, the Harvester, those kind of underwater shriekers. Sam Worthington played Marcus. Michael Ironside was the leader of the rebellion.
Yeah,
sci-fi legends. You know what I mean? I thought Mick G did really good. It's so weird when you hear about, like Lauren was saying, like one of these like mediocre movies, which everyone admits is like not great, but it does okay, and they get a second and a third one. I would have liked to have seen that series play out with a C. I mean, I don't know.
That was the plan, but then it didn't do well, and
exactly.
They just went back to the same formula.
Yeah, it's really, really bad. I mean, Arnold, is what it is. You just, like Lauren was saying, you can't just bring Arnold back and bring Linda Hamilton back and think you were going to get T2 Judgment Day. That's just not how it works. And Dark Fate proved that, because it's one of the worst sci-fis I've ever seen. An anime came out recently on Netflix. I don't know if you guys saw that. I believe it's called Year Zero. And it kind of follows like a similar type style to this film. So Salvation. And I thought that was really cool too.
I really liked it. It was really good.
Yeah, it was a Japanese production, but still the content was really pure Terminator mythos. So yeah, Salvation was awesome. I saw it in the theater. I believe I saw it probably 2 or 3 times. Some crazy cameos in there. Common is in there randomly. The rapper, from John Wick 2, clearly an actor as well. But yeah, it was awesome. If anyone's looking for like some good Terminator and you're trying to like resuscitate yourself from watching Genesis and Dark Fate, and you happen to miss Salvation, like Dave was saying, I would go back and run Salvation. That's definitely the best sequel since T2. 3 and it had stuff, but I just didn't love it.
I owned all the DVDs of the first 4. I've never seen Genesis or Dark Fate. I won't go down with the ship. When they say like someone's on drugs, and the thing is, they say that the rehab people say, don't let them come in your house. Like you gotta let them bottom out. That's
Terminator.
100% right.
And it's also Father Time. Like I get that Arnold came but that's not the Arnold in shape, young. Like there's certain times. It's like watching the last couple Indiana Joneses. Like it's him, but it's not him anymore.
And they had to write in, oh well, he's a T-800 who's tissue aged, and that's why he looks like he's 70 years old.